Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to... Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. With me, Stuttering Craig. You got a goal? Go get it. Adam Krigler.
Hi, buddy.
Blab.
Hi, chat. I love you. Mwah.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi, guys.
And brought to you by you, the G2 community, at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch and Twitter and everywhere else on the internet. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the #1 video game and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. That is gaming and entertainment, folks. It's Side Scrollers. Good to see everybody. Let's have and go. We're going to have a good show today, man. I am legitimately excited about today. We have so much to talk about, so many questions to ask, so many good conversations to have. And it's going to be good. It's going to be great. But first, let's introduce our team as always. It's Travis Keys.
Good morning. I like that you have to clarify and entertainment, and I know why, because I see it all the time.
I thought this was a gaming podcast.
Yeah.
That's the way I always
There's at least 8 of those comments on every video.
Oh, that's how I always see it. Hey, it's Blabs. Hey, Blabs.
I just want to say you sound like a dog when you just. I was like, is it like a freaking bulldog or something?
No, I sound like the Karens in our chat. I thought this was a gaming podcast.
I thought
Hey, why are they talking about stuff that is not video games?
I saw that. Hello, chat.
Listen, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't even know. I love it. I love everything about this thing. I love what we have going on here. I love that Adam will be here very shortly. He's coming in. He's coming in late, but that's okay. He'll be joining us.
He's busy picking mushrooms.
Always the greatest gamer not in the room, Adam Krigler.
Whenever he doesn't need to be, he's conveniently not in the room, but he'll be in the room shortly. So today, the greatest gamer in the room by far is Melonie Mac. Hello, Melonie. How are you?
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I can't believe you got the adequate permissions to have me on today.
Listen, I went to the internet police and I said, can we get her out of jail for just a little bit? And can Melonie come on? And they said, yes, she's on parole, but don't you say anything bad, Melonie.
I've got the ankle monitor on. It's fine. I'm going to act good today, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Listen, you act how you want to act. That's what this show's about. You can do whatever you want. You can say what you want as long as you don't boot us off YouTube. And even if we do get booted off YouTube, you can find us over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Well, Melonie, it's great to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me again. I'm excited.
Welcome on.
Well, you're coming off we're going to spend a lot of time talking to you today. Today's going to be a really good conversation. We got a little bit to talk about when it comes to YouTube and stuff, blah, 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 and all that stuff. But last night you were on Alex Stein's show.
That was the most eventful show I've ever been on. It was an amazing time.
For those who aren't familiar with Alex Stein, how would you describe him to those?
Just off the wall, lunatic, vegetarian. I have a beef with him with that, but working on it. But yeah, just absolutely insane.
He's the guy who shows up at school board meetings and city hall and pretty much just puts the idiocracy in their face and points out how insane things are. And it's ridiculous and over the top. And honestly, I'm surprised he hasn't been shot at yet.
I'm surprised too.
Yeah.
And when people keep trying to come at him at these protests and things, but he's so tall that he usually it's usually filled with a bunch of pronoun people who are kind of like, a little soy. And so all he's
but
gotta do
those
is just be
people
like,
will never actually go and attack them in real life, like with a gun.
Yeah.
They'll like kitty scratch, but they're
There's
not.
one little video of someone trying. He had like his sign up in his face, and he's like, "Oh," and he goes, "Get out of my way!" And he just barely did that.
Yeah.
The guy's like spinning.
He's a noodle.
Funny.
It's crazy. Well, we're this will be a little more tame today.
Okay.
I can't promise any butter on the show.
Bald heads.
On any heads. That was pretty insane. But hey, it is what it is, and that's Alex Stein, which is crazy. My brother was on his show before he like popped off.
Really? Do I know who your brother is?
Probably. He goes by 5 Times August. He's a musician.
5 Times August.
He's very anti everything that's going on. He's like anti-protest
he
songs.
follows me. I will follow him back.
Yeah,
there we go.
You've
Now
probably
I'm
seen his
following
stuff.
your brother. I probably have.
Yeah. Either way, we got, like I said, we got a lot to talk about. It's gonna be good. I want to remind everybody that we are live over on Rumble at rumble.com/sidescrollers. And it's important that you follow us there tonight, because tonight, exclusively on Rumble, we will have a Rumble stream. Because, and I'm straight up honest with this. I have no issues being totally transparent about this. Tonight tonight, the CEO of Rumble, Chris Pavlovsky, is going to be giving away $10,000 to streamers on their platform.
So G2s, I'm streaming on Rumble on my account.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Wait, it starts at 8 p.m. with Flawed? Flawed's gonna be with him?
Mm-hmm. Melonie, do you know Flawed?
Yeah, Flawed's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Flawed, hit me up, bro.
So
Help me out.
So I will be streaming tonight at starting at 6 p.m. and going till about 8 p.m. Central Time. So just in the sheer hopes that Chris comes into the stream and hands out money.
He's been there before. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. So anyways, that'll be special tonight. In addition to the Mario Funathon. So it'll probably be Mario stuff tonight as well. So it'll be it is strictly a money play, 100%, but Rumble knows that we support them and their cause over there. So so you got 3 streams today, one exclusively on Rumble tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Once again, Adam will be joining us in just a little bit. I feel like we can't get into hard news without Adam being here.
I mean, I can do the hard news if you really want me to. I'm just saying. I know I'm not Adam. I don't have balls. I'm sorry.
We can do soft news.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Before we do that, let's do let's say D-Day Dyer Wolf says Blabs is sheet. What's up with that?
He's a bro. It's all good. But his mom gives subpar Rimmies, so take that. It's all good. It's just a joke. It's all good.
Melonie, sometimes you just gotta shut up and let let Blabs do her thing and just you know. So. Creamnado came in as a brand new member and gifted a membership to the channel. 12 Fantastic Sarcastic. How great is that? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Creamnado, you're gonna look good with that hat next to your name. And Metastep came and says, no notification the last couple days. I have all notifications selected. YouTube is asshole. Melonie Mac is fire. That's all.
Thank you.
Asshole.
Hey, make sure you guys have your notifications turned on. I think it's actually really, really important that you do. Even if you do, chances are you probably won't get a notification because that's the way YouTube goes sometimes.
Hey, I stream with you guys and they unsubbed me. So
Oh no!
Wow.
tell you, like fuck.
Wait. You got unsubscribed to this channel?
Yes, and I'm a moderator too. Like
Wow.
How the hell does that happen?
I don't know.
Wait, just for total clarity. You who are a moderator and literally work on this channel.
Yeah. Happened
YouTube
2 weeks ago.
They just, why am I just now hearing about this?
I told you guys during the stream once.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
we
I
would've- We
did.
definitely would have heard this one. Be like, no.
I promise I mentioned it. I'll have to find it.
Wow, that's crazy.
I might have said it in passing, but they did. Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, hey, God bless YouTube. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate that with the $5 super chat. The Stoned Raider. Thank you very much. And Blake says, always happy to see fellow Christians representing. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Blake. Appreciate that. All right. Well, let's get into it. It's time for my listen, Labs, you take this however you want to go. You know what, Melonie, you get it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News.
Let's go.
Oh, wow. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was way better than anything Adam's ever thrown down. Let's go.
Adam's fired.
All right. Okay, so big news. We are live on YouTube, obviously, and there have been several instances over the last, 5, 6, 7 years where YouTube has had major issues with advertisers called the Adpocalypse. There was one, I believe, in 2016 after Gamergate. There was one, I think, in 2019 or 2020 that a lot of people say point the finger at Steven Crowder for. And apparently there's a new one that that YouTube can't point the finger at except themselves. And this one came from, well, I'm just going to do this video from Keemstar and Drama Alert because I'll just let him explain it. Because this could, well, this is just pretty fucked up.
This is huge.
Yeah, this could be huge. Let's go and take a look at this. And Melonie, you have not heard this yet?
I have not. So,
Okay.
all right.
So if you want me to stop at any time, you just tell me to stop, okay?
Okay.
YouTube has more issues as the Wall Street Journal put out a crazy article yesterday titled YouTube Violated Its Standards in Ad Deals, Research Finds. Now, this article is behind a paywall, so I'm going to go to a Twitter thread of someone summarizing it. And that's Nadini Jamini. That is the co-founder of Check My Ads headquarters. She says, holy the Wall Street Journal is reporting that 80% of the ads YouTube serves across the web have violated their own terms of service and are therefore subject to refunds. Google Ads is about to be out of billions of dollars. Now, in this thread, she goes on to say that companies are spending big money to advertise their products on YouTube. And those companies are paying for sound on, fully viewable, and skippable ads. And apparently 80% of the ads on YouTube have been muted. It auto plays videos off to the side and it's unskippable since 2020. She sums it up by saying this, like basically if you're paying $100 for an ad, you're only getting $5 worth from Google Ads. And like she says, this has been going on since 2020. If Google has to refund all this, it could be like billions and billions of dollars.
So that's kind of where things are at right now.
YouTube has more issues as the wall.
Shut up, Keem. First reaction, Melonie.
That's pretty insane. I wonder what this means for the future of YouTube buckling down on this kind of monetization in general.
You talking about advertising or
yeah, like if there's like it's I wonder like what if this is going to make any changes to like their policy and stuff like that to try to avoid this stuff. I mean, from the sound of it, because I assumed before I watched the video, I thought, oh, are they going to start buckling down on, oh, you said mean words, this, that, like they usually do? But it looks like this time it seems like it's more of a technical thing, unless I misunderstood something. So all the ad blocks, all this, that, and the other. So that's going to be really tricky for them to navigate.
Yeah, I think that it's I think that in most adpocalypse situations, anytime YouTube has been, in any sort of adpocalypse, they've been able to point the finger. And if this if this is true, and ads have been playing that have violated their own terms of service, I mean, at the end of the day, it's crazy to even think about. But if you got to go in and pay out billions of dollars to potential advertisers, and they essentially get a refund for ads that weren't served, that's I mean, billions of dollars. I mean, that's a lot. That's crazy to think about.
I mean, they can't do take backsies on the creators. Well, sorry. I mean, I hope they
You don't think they can try?
They might try. Yeah, I hope not.
Well, we've actually had days where on this channel where we've had I actually tweeted this out about a month ago or so, where this channel's actually lost money. I think we lost $17 in a day. Yeah. And some people say that it had to do with like memberships not being claimed or something along those lines, but off of gifted memberships. But yeah, we actually had a day where we paid YouTube $17 for being on their platform. So it's, I don't know. It's
their new business strategy.
Yeah, right.
They already
Fine,
spent all
everybody.
these years getting us all hooked in, and then it's just they're gonna spend one day of just charging everybody $17. Exactly.
One who knows what everybody signed.
You know what
Yep.
I'm curious about is the Wall Street Journal. They were the ones who discovered this, right? How long have they been digging into this and researching this before it actually went public? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, because it's behind a paywall, and who's gonna go read something behind a paywall, right?
That's true.
I don't think a court would make them refund all that money, because it would be company destroying with a company that large, you know.
No, but it's Google.
But I do see them making them give free ad space and finishing off that contract.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
I think in a situation like that where you're looking at whatever 80%, 90% of ads not being filled that same way, filled the way it needs to be, or violating the contract that they signed, each person who has bought those ads would need to go in and file some sort of claim against that. You know, I think that's and that's the one thing that is, you know,
Or it would be a class action, you know.
Potentially. But I think that, you know, we've ran ads, or at least I've ran ads over the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years on YouTube. I mean, like maybe a couple $100 or whatever, just to kind of test them out. But, you know, if I can go back and get a refund, because I found that, you know, 80% of the ads that I ran, 90% weren't reaching the target audience, that would explain a sure hell of a lot. because the YouTube ads didn't do anything. So
it makes me wonder too, if anybody noticed their ads weren't hitting what they were, the marks they were supposed to, and complained to them and asked for a refund. And if that's not how this got brought up, you know what I'm saying? And if YouTube denied it, that would be the interesting part.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, what's interesting is just a quick glance at YouTube's revenue over the past, I don't know, last year, let's say the full year, 2022. What do you guys think YouTube's revenue was in 2022?
6 billion. I don't know.
I have no earthly idea. 200 million trillion.
You're getting closer, Melonie.
All right.
5 trillion.
$29.2 billion. So even if they were to pay out, let's just say they were to pay out 20 billion, right? Like, it's still, I mean, it's a huge hit, right? But at the same time, it's like, oh, okay.
And they're just a subsidiary company. That's the crazy part.
Billion. Anyways, it's crazy.
Imagine how much their parent company makes.
What, YouTube or Google?
Alphabet or whoever the fuck it is.
Yeah, Google.
Alphabet?
I think it used to be Alphabet or something.
Wow, I didn't know there was a parent company for Google. I thought Google was
Wait,
daddy.
Yeah, there's a parent company.
There's
for Google.
grandpa. Okay.
Yeah,
I think it was Alphabet or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the parent company to Google. Google wasn't, then a few years ago they went and they made Alphabet. So
I think it's easier for it to be a multinational conglomerate or some bullshit high tax money somewhere.
Would you like to guess the revenue earned by Alphabet in 2022?
Oh my god!
$300 billion.
500 gazillion dollars.
Yeah.
282
dollars.
No, billion.
$282. You nailed it. There it is, right there. No,
billion. I was reading it. I forgot the billion part.
Let me just say this. In the first quarter of 2023, they made $69 billion.
That's a lot of zeros.
Wow.
God.
69 for 69.
Don't you wish you bought some Alphabet stock back in the day? Wouldn't that have been nice?
Oh, man.
I did not know Alphabet was a thing.
I didn't either.
Wow.
Today I learned.
I only know
You gotta
that.
learn today.
I only knew that
in 2015.
because of the the YouTube original stuff, when they gave that money out, it came from their parent company and not directly from them.
Yep.
And I remember reading a story about that.
Okay.
There's always a bigger fish. Always a bigger fish, for sure.
Where's
couple-
Adam?
Adam has said he will not be able to join us today.
I
think you scared him off, Melonie.
He was afraid I'm too dangerous. I had some choice words for him.
I just imagine you coming in with your pocket knife, just swinging it around like this. Just you don't even know what's happening. She's wild. She's crazy.
Dundee.
Yeah, she's got a big ass, one of those big ass
That's not a
knives.
knife. This is a knife. And then she has a didgeridoo in the background.
Oh, well, what a bummer. He's probably still celebrating midsummer over in Sweden, which is
Okay.
He's smelling the flowers, picking the mushrooms.
yeah.
Cracker
That's
things.
Yeah, I guess cracker things, Melonie. The hell is that? I mean, did you mean some things? Is that what you meant?
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Hey, guess what? Donna came in with the $2 super chat. Says, toss it, jump, Labs, jump. That sounds like
did jump. Damn it!
Labs is trying to beat Dracula in the original Castlevania for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I've never played before, so.
Well, no, you have.
No, I mean, like, I've never played the game before. It's like my first run through.
Well, yes, but we're now 2 months into this.
Okay, but we play it once a week. It's not like I've had 2 months straight of practice. I've had 7 days.
2 months straight.
7 days, and I'm at Dracula. That's pretty good.
Hey, flawed.
Well, I think it's a parody.
This is the
account.
flawed parody.
Flawed the Glizzy King came in with the $5 super chat. Says, love to see the wonderful Melonie Mac. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
And look at this. St. G came in and refunded us our $17 from YouTube. Which, by the way, YouTube takes 30% of that. But thank you so much, St. G.
Technically, it was going to be $21.50, but
oh, that's awesome. And Dan Bass came in. Thank you so much, Dan. My boy. If you lost money because my super chats are worth $-, sorry.
True conversion rate.
Jay said to help with the debt, Dan's chat put you in. That's amazing. Thank you guys very much. You guys are memeing up this stream already. Extra Zero came in with the 5. Says, I'll have a video up soon explaining Adam's absence. Big up to Melonie. Big fail to review Shrek. Oh, well, we'll get into, I'm guessing that here in a minute. Extra Zero, thank you very much. And Adam Russell says, Alphabet is worth $1.52 trillion. Google has paid $4 billion just to the EU in fines. They're not worried, unfortunately.
When your fines are pocket change and they're $4 billion,
you might as well be big pharma.
Exactly.
Salty Source Rex came in at the 5. Says, Blabs, it helps if you don't hug Dracula. Great overall progress. Did you all decide the price for a hard reset? Yes, $1,000. $1,000, and you can send Blabs back to the beginning of the game. 100%.
Oh my god.
All right. Oh, we got one more quick story before with our hard news here. Did you back in the late 80s? There was, the Game Boy was released, the OG original Game Boy. Blabs, do you know what the original Game Boy looks like?
You've showed photos of it before.
But do you know off the top of your head what it looks like?
No. If you pull it up, I'll know.
Damn it, Blabs. All right. This is the original Game
gray
Boy.
brick.
Yes. This is
Yes.
yes.
Where's Adam when you need him? He'd be like, well, look.
He'd get out his box. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, there was a war back in the late 80s, early 90s called the Gulf War. Did you know what that is, Blabs?
The Gulf War?
Yes, the Persian Gulf War.
My God.
My dad
Don't ask
there.
her questions.
No. I asked her questions because Blabs is the voice of this new generation.
She's
it's
so
important to
young.
That's the point.
No, I know of the Gulf War. Was I there? No.
Okay. You know of it. Okay. I was about to lose my mind.
Melanie, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I said my dad was there.
Did he fight?
Yeah, he was. He's 21 years retired infantry army.
Well, thanks to him.
Salute, man. Let's
Yeah.
go. That's awesome. That's great. I'll always respect our servicemen and women for sure. Well, there was a big battle. The Gulf War happened, and there's this famous Game Boy that was damaged in the Gulf War, and this is what it looks like. This is a pretty iconic image.
Dang.
But
Wow.
it was damaged when barracks were bombed during the 1990-91 Gulf War, and it still works.
Is it made out of the same stuff that a Nokia is made out of?
Well, probably
the
better.
Nokia wouldn't have melted.
That is also true.
But you can see it's still functional. And this has been in the Nintendo World Store up in New York City, really for the last, I don't know, 20 years or so, and it's always been on. And they have actually retired this for but it's been on public display, and they've actually retired it now.
Why would they do that?
Because the screen is starting to because it's been on for
Yeah.
30 years.
Well, and those
Switch
screens,
could never.
if I recall, those screens are like liquid crystal screens, and over time, the liquid in them dries out, and it just becomes.
It's putting
crystal.
out cancer chemicals in the air. It's time. It's
Yeah.
time to retire it.
But I saw this in the old Nintendo Power magazine as a kid, and I thought this was the most fascinating thing ever. And they had this on display up at the Nintendo World Store in New York City, and I was it was like a rush of nostalgia for me when I saw it, and to see it kind of being put off into the pasture and being put into storage and stuff. Kind of. It's just kind of, you're getting old, Craig. You're getting old, man. But it's very, very cool. Very, very cool to see. And the fact that it's been on for 30 years and it's still working, and it got bombed. And I don't know. I just thought that was a pretty fun little story.
There's
So
something to be
like a
said
time capsule.
for old technology and how strong it was. I've dropped my Nintendo 64 down flights of stairs like multiple times, and it still worked. I
had
did
to take
it
a
once to an original Xbox, and the shit shattered into 1,000 pieces.
I remember my PS1 survived a CRT falling on top of it. I don't know. A PS1 is a lot more fragile, but it somehow survived.
the CRT TVs were heavy.
By
as shit.
1,000 fucking pounds.
Right,
That's
right.
why I don't know how
Damn
it
thing.
lived, but it did.
That optical drive, man, made of diamonds.
And there was no getting a new one if it broke. So it was a lot of pressure.
My parents had like those old flip phones with the Nokia still like in storage, and I had to go and destroy them with a hammer, and it took ages to destroy it with a hammer because there was still info on it, but you couldn't turn it on or charge it because it was dead. You couldn't find the cords. So I had to bash it with a hammer for 20 minutes before it finally died. No one's getting this info now.
Now you know what life in the 90s was like.
I mean, I was born in the 90s. It's not like I didn't exist.
Just kidding.
You might, let's just be real. We treat you like you were born in 2015, so it's all right.
I was only born like 7 years ago, guys. It's fine.
Oh, weird. Hey, Abomination came in with E10, says, I wonder if this Adpocalypse is going to be a litmus test for streaming services for their ads. Got to make sure when they interrupt your shows, you watch their nonsense that they're paid to make you watch. Yeah, that's interesting. We try not to serve any ads on the show when it's live. We are literally funded by you guys and your support, your super chats, your direct donations, your Rumble rants. We try to keep it as ad free as we possibly can, which is why we have things like Patreon and such. So, but yeah, you can absolutely see something like that happen where. Hey, we need to run more ads to catch up. But who knows? Extra Zero says, I saw the Game Boy in person in New York City. Yeah, man. It was good stuff right there. And Abomination came back, says, to offset the loss of Dan's super chat. That's right. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And the true Doster came in, says, yo, I saw the Game Boy when I visited Nintendo World in New York in the summer of 2016. They retired it? No! Also, Craig and Melonie Mac for the win. There you go.
Thank you.
Let's go. Okay. So we got a lot to talk about with you, Melonie. It's time to get into the nitty gritty.
Am I in trouble?
Well, okay,
Busted.
you're always in trouble. Someone is always mad at you. Why
According
is
to
that?
some.
Why
They're
are
always
people
mad.
always mad at you, Melonie?
I don't know. I guess some people want to mold me into a specific person that they want me to be, and so I have a lot of fun triggering people for some reason, and so it's from all sides. It's just like, okay, you're gonna tell me what I can say or can't say. I'm gonna do the opposite. It's just a fun time.
Well, do you get it from both sides? You get it
I
from the
do
left and
actually.
right?
I mean, I get it more from like the woke side and stuff, but I get it from the other side too. I mean, the other side's, I'm a Christian. Everybody knows this, but I also get it from the Christian side from people saying like, "Oh, you're supposed to be this hippie Diet Coke Christian. You're not supposed to say mean words ever. You're not supposed to make these kind of jokes, or you're not allowed to show your arms, or you're not allowed to wear shorts, or this, that, or the other." So I come for them too. It's a fun time.
I
Gotta
watched
keep
it.
in mind, people like Mormons are also considered Christians, and people like,
Yes.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and you can't drink tea, you can't smoke cigarettes, you can't, yeah.
Wait, you can't drink
And the
tea.
Jehovah's Witness
No,
and all that. There's all kinds
Yeah,
of
that's all
extremes
shit you're putting
everywhere.
in your body. Yeah.
What are you supposed to drink? Just water forever and ever?
Water.
Only
yeah.
water?
Well.
So
I guess.
So you've had some spats recently. You've actually apparently ended a relationship that I had. Apparently, I just from
Really?
you being you on the show, from you being on the show. Rich
Did
from
that
Review
make
Tech-
him unfriend you?
Well, he got mad at me and
Friend you on Facebook.
well, he called me all these horrible things. Like he called me a homophobe and all these things like because you were on the show and because I didn't ask the questions that he wanted me to ask, right? So he called me all these things and it's like, why would I have him on the show if he's gonna be,
Right,
like that?
exactly.
Like you've never called me those things,
No.
And
Oh.
I need self-respect.
Well, that's right. You being a gay man should 100% gain gay respect.
My favorite gay person.
Travis is?
Yours. Yes.
All right. Thank
That
you.
was a very
Thank you.
sophisticated Maggie Smith type of yes.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah, I wrote out a whole page response to him and I got sick the next day. So I'm like, okay, let's just not.
How does it feel to have him offended on your behalf?
Isn't it wonderful? Yeah, it's great.
As a woman, I see this stuff too from people just trying to virtue signal these male feminist types who are just trying to be offended on women's behalf, and that's the most annoying thing ever.
Yeah.
That makes me want to be a misogynist.
Yeah, speak for me. Thanks. You're not the brightest cookie in the jar, but go ahead.
So Kyle actually has a really good question, and I appreciate this. I appreciate you asking this, Kyle. Says, so I have a tough question. Craig, you said jokes are jokes, but when Phil made that dark joke about slavery, you and Adam punched down on him. No, to be clear, we weren't punching down at all. We were punching straight ahead, and the joke wasn't about slavery. It was about child trafficking.
Oh.
And he denied it.
Yeah, right. That's the biggest thing. Is he's like, "What's the joke? There's no joke there. I don't even understand what like." He kind of played ignorant to it. So he says, but Melonie made a dark joke also. What's the difference? Look, people are going to get offended by jokes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think, the thing with DSP was he made
He
a joke
acted
that
stupid.
well, right. People like out of that entire interview, that's the one thing that I look back on. I'm like, that could have been handled differently. Right. But I do think it's important to ask people about those things. Like I'm going to ask Melonie Mac. Hey, Melonie Mac, you had a tweet recently that you got suspended for, where you used language that is deemed unacceptable today by the internet. Melonie, please tell us about that situation and why you're a bad person.
Okay, so
Is that a good question?
it's a great question.
Thanks.
So basically, somebody made a tweet and they were talking about XQC, the streamer, and it said, well, I'm obviously not going to say the word on your stream. I'm going to get you demonetized. So it said XQC went viral for saying the bundle of sticks word And now he just signed a $100 million contract with Kick. Cancel culture ain't real. That's what it said. So I saw it, instantly laughed, thought of a funny joke, quote tweeted it, and said, bundle of sticks, bundle of sticks, bundle of sticks, bundle of sticks. So it would be like, oh, I'm going for that $400 million contract.
Exactly.
It was doing some numbers. People were thinking it was hilarious. I had like multiple gay people in the comments just laughing. And then, your people like the certain bald man was offended by it.
Not Craig.
and then attack somebody.
Yeah, and so then I got I got locked out of my Twitter account for that one. And I did lose a sponsor over that one.
Wow, really?
I lost a certain beverage sponsor. I understood though, like when I made the tweet, I knew what I was risking. I was like, I'm probably gonna lose sponsors over this, but it's okay. I like to be able to make jokes and be free with stuff, and my sponsors are getting backlash like crazy all the time. So that one ended. I was like, I totally understand. No need to make a big deal out of it. And then another one I put on pause for now while we assess, because I'm tired of other people having to deal with backlash constantly over me. I can handle the backlash, but I don't like for, other people tied to my name there to have to suffer for it as well. So it was like, whatever. But part of it too is now I feel more free to make more jokes. So nobody is safe. Look out. I'm coming for you next.
Uh-oh.
And I mean, you made a great point. For people who think he's this wonderful example, or think that, he should have been banned or whatever.
Mhm.
He said this word and he got $100 million contract.
Yes.
So shouldn't he be canceled according to everybody else's logic? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. There's video of him saying it.
Yes. Yeah.
So the thing is, people saw your joke. They got offended by it. You got canceled. Can you talk?
But he didn't get canceled for actually doing it.
Right.
Right.
And that's what's funny is the difference is in my context, I use it as a joke, not directed at anybody. And I get locked out for it. He actually was directing it at somebody. So, and I think that's one of the things with
small difference.
Yeah. And that's one of the things with myself is I love making jokes, love making edgy jokes, love offending people, all that. But one policy I have with myself is I don't like to come for people directly. And so when I make these kinds of jokes, it's very broad. It's very, hey, let's laugh at this. It's just words, but at any point, if you look at my jokes, you'll find that it's never malicious intentions. It's never directed at somebody specifically. It's just for fun. And I want the internet to be fun again, like it used to be, where it was just a lot more carefree. You can make these jokes and people will laugh at it or not laugh at it or move on with their day. But at the end of the day, just not make such a huge deal over things and not take things so serious.
You mean jokes like this?
Very pro LGBTQ and always have been.
I don't know, man, but you are such a fucking loser faggot.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, like that.
Like that one.
Oh, and that's what he said. Was his response to me was that I'm very pro LGBTQ and always have been. Well, you are when it's convenient to you, Rich. Because I went back into your content and I did that on purpose. I even told you I was going to do that. And I noticed something. Every time that you say you're pro gay people or LGBTQ, you use it to attack somebody right after that. Isn't that weird? You don't just, support gay people. You support them and then attack somebody. So almost like we're like this hammer for you.
Exactly. Also, he called me the C word, the see you next Tuesday word. And it's like, well, by your own definition and by your own standards, wouldn't that be misogynistic? So it's just the double standards are unreal. And also the way I see it is if guys can say that word they can say the B word, all that, then why aren't we allowed to say that the bundle of sticks word? It's all in good fun.
You talking about calling like a woman a bitch?
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Fair is fair.
Mhm.
Well, and especially if you're not attacking somebody
Exactly.
specific
When
with
it's
it.
just goofy fun.
Attacking
Equality.
somebody like this right here, this video we just
I don't
watched.
know.
I mean, like it just seems.
Would you call that an attack? I would, but you know,
But that's
Sounds
just
like it's
I'm just a
me.
fag. You know.
wow.
Hey,
Hey,
what do I know?
what do you know, Travis? All right,
I'm
so
sure Rich will get offended for me that I said
He
that.
will. It's
Yeah.
just the internalized homophobia.
so do
He's like, on
you?
behalf of Travis, I'm upset.
Thank you, Blabs. Appreciate that. Okay, so you were suspended from Twitter. You got back on, and hold on. Let's actually take a step back. You got dropped by a sponsor.
Yeah.
Can you you don't have a relationship with them anymore, right?
No, I don't. You know, I had people in my corner and stuff. It was I was already on my second warning with them. So, well, the first one, it wasn't necessarily a warning. It was just like, okay, we're taking heat, right? And so,
What was the first one for?
man, I'm trying to remember. It was. What was it for? Oh, it might have been for that Sodom and Gomorrah joke. that meme that I have. It's pinned on my profile right now.
Okay.
Wait, was it that one? I thought it was something else though. I can't remember, but people are tagging and trying to cancel me all the time.
Yeah.
And so they're taking so much heat. And then there were some people internally who got offended and were trying to get rid of me or whatever, and it didn't happen, but I did get talked to about it. And so I told them, even during that conversation, I was like, look, I just want to let you know this isn't going to stop. It's probably going to get worse. So if you ever do at any point feel like you do need to terminate this sponsorship relationship, I understand. I'm not going to get mad, not going to put you guys on blast. You know, it is what it is. It's business. And so I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm making these jokes. I know exactly what I'm risking. And for me, it's worth it. So I'm going to keep doing it. And so we had that understanding. And so whenever I made that joke, that was that last one, that was the one that was like, okay.
So
yeah.
That really kind of flies in the face of people calling you a grifter, you know, like that's
I know
when you're literally losing sponsors over the idea for what you say, right?
Exactly. So it's funny how they, it's always, oh, if I don't agree with this person, then they're just grifting. It's only a grift. It's only about money. It's like, dude, I've been on the very, oh, I'm very brand friendly side before. I did that for like a decade. I was working with companies and traveling the world and hosting events and stuff. It was my thing, and it was fun, and it was a great time, and I enjoyed it. But basically my job was just to be that visual representation of whatever brand I was speaking for at the time. I couldn't be as much myself. I wasn't there to just be myself. I was there to represent the companies. And so after a while, doing that for a while, at some point, I'm just like, I'm just ready to have fun. I'm ready to be myself and ready to be goofy. At the time, I knew, like, when I started speaking out against certain things like vaccine mandates and all that kind of stuff, that's when I knew, like, all right, I'm about to lose a bunch of relationships, a bunch of peers, a bunch of potential sponsors, all this kind of stuff. But I got so tired of seeing that the gaming industry is just pushing just the one side of things, just the very left, the very woke politics. Those are the only things that are approved for people to talk about. And so I was like, I want to just be that voice on the other side. And I also am just tired of having to filter myself constantly. And so at the time when I started saying these things, it was like, okay, I'm not going to have sponsors and stuff anymore. I didn't know that my channels were going to grow. I thought, oh, I'm probably going to have to get out of gaming and all that stuff, but I'm just tired of all this. So I was in the process of getting my nutrition license. I was going to do that, just be a nutritionist. And
And you can make a good money. doing
Yeah,
that
you
nature stuff.
can. And you know, and then plus my entire career I've spent my time like saving money and stuff. I'm not like a huge spender, so I put myself in a situation to where it's like, okay, if I lose this, it is what it is, I'll be fine, you know.
That's the opposite of a grifter, by the way.
Yeah. and and so that's what happened. So it's hilarious when people call me a grifter. I'm like, well, it did work out in the end that I get more followers and stuff because surprise, surprise, people like authenticity, and maybe somebody just being so brand friendly is kind of fake, and that doesn't garner as much attention as just letting loose. And so it did work out in my favor, but definitely had no idea that that was going to be the case.
Well, I think people are looking for, like you said, authenticity, right? The idea that we can say things on Rumble that we can't say on YouTube, because YouTube, the overlords, feel that that doesn't toe the line. That is something that you can't, like, that is straight up censorship. Straight up censorship, and people want to be able to hear this. Everybody's thinking it. Everybody's thinking it. They just want to hear it and reinforce it.
It's strange to me. I used to think that companies wanted neutrality, and now they almost want social justice warriors rather than neutral people. And it's very odd to me that they want that, because I remember being on YouTube back in the day where you couldn't say a fucking word about anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or about certain things, let's say.
I think that
after the first Adpocalypse, my new.
I don't think that they necessarily want the social justice warrior. I think that they are terrified of the social justice warrior. They're gonna look. You're gonna look back on the last 10 years as social media has kind of come in, as Twitter, Facebook, Twitter in particular, because that's the town square. What you see is you see excuses for decisions where, hey, this person said this. Well, how many followers does this person have? Well, this person complaining has 6 followers, right? It's the mom, the dad, the brother, the sister, and their cousin, right? All following him. But Melonie Mac offended me because she said this. You need to do something about it, right? And so some social media kid gets a tweet, the social media. Oh my gosh, somebody's upset at us because Melonie Mac. They don't do any research. They don't dig into it. Oh, this person with 6 followers is upset. And it's just like it's opened up this floodgates to a very vocal minority.
Wasn't there a Black Mirror episode like that where everybody's lives were rated by everybody else, and if like you got into the negative rating, you couldn't talk, or they sent you to jail or some shit?
That's
like
where we're getting to.
Yeah. Right. And like if somebody with more people said they didn't like something about you, you had to change, stuff like that.
And that's one reason that has encouraged me to do what I do as well. And sometimes it's like I will push it sometimes as far as I can. But one reason why is because I don't want us to get to that point. And it's like we all, or at least a lot of us collectively have to stand up and do this stuff. And sometimes it is scary. I'm not going to say like I haven't ever been scared to send a tweet. I have multiple times, but it's just like, send it. I've got to do my part in this because I don't want to get to that point ever.
When do you get the neck tattoo that says no regrets on it?
No regrets.
I'll work on that. Oh yeah. And speaking of, when we were talking about the other side giving me a hard time, that's what I get a hard time from a lot of more conservatives and Christians is for my tattoos. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, I'm conservative. I'm a Christian. I can have tattoos.
Let's go. We have a lot more to talk about, but before we do, let me go read off some of these super chats here real quick. Appreciate you guys and your support. Extra Zero says, Rich calling you a fool was laughable. He used the hard F with such conviction, such a hypocrite. And it's sad he wastes his talents on signaling. I think that's the most fascinating thing about the whole situation is like, I've never had anything bad to say about Rich. I don't care how he feels about anything. Like I've always had a pretty good relationship with him. But by you coming on the show, me not asking you the questions that he wanted me to ask in a very small window of time to ask, he got upset, and then I become a phobe and ist and a whatever, you know.
Well, I mean, it's a narcissistic quality to want to control other people to that degree, to where you can control who they're allowed to talk to. Even that's just not cool in any stretch. I mean, you guys can have my worst enemy on here. You guys can have Ganondorf on here. I'm not gonna give you a hard time.
Ganondorf, jeez.
And you know, I have to be protected. My fragile self.
Oh yeah, you're so weak. You need someone to
Mhm.
protect you.
Isn't that it's the most condescending way.
It is.
Like I'm offended for you, Travis. I'm gonna protect you now because you need to be protected. Like
The fact
Wow.
that he didn't get it blows my mind.
Somebody pointed out before too, which I don't personally recall this, but I know it's happened multiple times, is apparently in the past someone tried to cancel Rich before and I stuck up for him. And this has happened on multiple occasions, that whenever the cancel mob came after somebody like years ago or whatever, and I was one of the people that had their back, and then they turn on me the second they can get some internet likes. And it's like, oh, okay. I guess that's what's up.
I think that's the most fascinating thing about it, is that people, you know, I saw this video from Eric July yesterday. He has his ISOM comic that he does, and he said something. He was talking about the comic book industry and how all these people are willing to bend the knee built around Twitter likes, and it's like Twitter likes don't pay the bills.
They don't.
You know?
They don't mean anything.
It's crazy. Jay came in and says Melonie is great.
Thank you.
And Kreia TV says people have gotten too soft. They need an ass kicking from time to time. You do you, Mel, and God bless. You are such a joy to watch.
Thank you.
Jay says, Trav, you're awesome and so sensible. Stop it.
Stop being sensible, damn it.
Sal
I know, I
says,
should just be quiet and let Rich talk for me. Come on, Rich. Get on the track.
Yeah.
Sal says Rich is an oversensitive hypocrite. Now, honestly, I don't want to make this all about Rich because it's not.
Yeah.
It's about Melonie, but we're just reading these things off. And is it My Vegeta came in and says, Figs, Dolphins, God. Melonie gets suspended. Lol.
The Dolphins thing. There is a viral Instagram reel of dolphins painting Yahtzee symbols.
Oh, yeah.
I shared that on my Instagram story, and Instagram did not like that.
Love it. Well, listen, we must forget the past and never think about it ever
What does it
again.
Kylo Ren say? Let it die if you have to.
Forever.
Kill it?
Never joke about it. Never laugh about
Ever.
anything.
Ever. Salty Source Rex says, Melonie, quick question. Weren't you supposed to be in a burqa on your way to go boom in Pakistan? Such an awesome episode with Primetime 99 Alex Stein.
So apparently a fan from Pakistan made a little video. It had a very compelling offer for me to eat butter with some terrorists. So I'm getting a burqa and I'm on my way.
Awesome.
On the way.
Good for you.
Would you just change your just change your entire lifestyle to go over there?
Yeah,
pop a burqa on.
That's what I'm doing apparently.
I'll go
see
with
you guys.
you.
All right, let's do this.
Road trip.
Road trip, yeah. See how just right.
I probably won't come back.
We're both gonna have a hard time over there. But we have each other's back.
Hey, Joel says, for Melonie, do you plan on looking for other companies to sponsor you, like ones that won't get offended because of how woke they are? Maybe Patriot Supply.
I mean, if they want to, sure. But I'm just saying, if any company wants to sponsor me, like if they have any iota of wanting to people please the woke mob, don't even waste my time. Like you can't restrict me. You can't limit me. I'm unhinged right now. And that's just the way it's going to be. So sponsors or not, this is my life.
You hear that? Melonie Mac says she's unhinged.
Yes.
She's an unhinged
Look
lunatic.
out.
They're gonna like clip that and be like, look, she's mentally unstable. She's saying she's unhinged.
I love it. Jay says some people preach they're good, others just are. Yes, Jay, thank you. Hutzel says decided to follow you on Twitter, Melonie, after the lolcow tried to cancel and lecture Craig. There you go. Thank you, Hutzel. And Centenario says straight-haired Melonie Mac is dangerous. She fights back.
That was that did reflect that, because I made that joke like after I straightened my hair for the first time in over a year, because I was growing it out from like a bunch of bleach damage and stuff, and I had to cut it short. And so I straightened it back to like my old look, my retro Melonie Mac look, and it's very reflective of what I've been doing on the internet lately with all this craziness.
Abomination came back, says sponsors are dumb like that. See a popular creator, decide to sponsor, then get mad when the creator does what the creator has always done, which is partially why they are popular to begin with.
Right. And I've had that happen because there was one company that wanted to sponsor me. This was like a little over a year ago, and I had already started my Go Boom channel, and I've already been canceled multiple times at this point. And so we were in the middle of negotiating all this, and they're like, "Oh, okay, here's just our terms." And I see like, don't be too political, don't be too controversial. And I'm like, why are we wasting time here? Because I'm not going to change my entire brand just for this sponsor.
Have you I don't know if you can even say it. Was it G Fuel?
No, because I've been with G Fuel or I was with G Fuel for a couple years or so, like 3 years, I think. I'm no longer anymore, but I can't speak too much on specifics and stuff. But I'm just
wasn't quite sure. All right, Blake came in and says, "Mel, get your common sense off the internet."
How dare me?
Kyle says, to clarify, I don't hate Melonie. In fact, if she live streams more, I'd give her my $5 or $10 donations. My favorite vid is her dispute against that attractive Asian chick with the Horizon game narrative.
Thank you. That was a fun one.
Everybody, it's like the old show. Everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Melonie Mac. I'm sure that there's a meme out there waiting to be made. Jay says, those who preach the loudest have the most to hide.
It is true.
We're almost through these super chats and we'll continue on. Matt came in with the $100 massive,
wow,
balls worthy super chat. Says, guys want to talk about grifts. I read an article about a man who's pretending to be a woman to join a sorority, and he did. He joined a sorority by just putting on a dress. The dude looks like a guy, not even pretending to look like a girl.
But didn't he do that just for the sake of being able to do it? Like, look how crazy society is, and he went and did it just for that.
I think that's the teacher up in Canada with the giant jugs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a different one. But then this person who joined the sorority was like, look, I can do it too.
So multiple people are doing this?
Listen,
maybe there's multiple.
I'm telling you this right now. There will be a day.
Too much time, sorry, on my hands. Like, fuck me.
There will be a day, not in the not too distant future, where an athlete who is on the fringe of making the pros could be the 100th or maybe the 1000th best basketball player in the United States, and they could go play over in Europe and make a great living at like $60,000 to $80,000 or $100,000 a year, or they could play in the WNBA and say they're a woman and rake in millions of dollars of endorsements. Like, someone's going to make that jump. It's going to happen because people see it. Like, and people are smart. People are not idiots.
Actually.
Yeah, about that.
And Pest came in, says, Craig, can you bring on both the Game Chasers? Have Billy and Jay on. Have they talked to you about Retropalooza? You should go. Yeah, it's been brought up a couple times. I just haven't had the opportunity to head down there. But yeah, I would love to have both those guys on. Salty Source Rex says, YouTube boxing match, Melonie versus Rich.
Bring it on. I'll bring the butter for the bald head. We'll be best friends after this.
I think you could kick his ass. I really do. I mean, he has the weight on you, but I think you're quick, fast, and
it looks he'd be pretty easy to tip over, and then he wouldn't be able to get up.
Let's give him a push, like King Hippo on the for Punch Out.
I just picture like a tipping a cow.
Hayden says they're probably just mad about funny women and gay people. Women and gay people are just supposed to how dare you platform these people, Craig?
Yes. That's the thing is, if you if you are a part of a group that they are constantly trying to, you know, defend all the time, and you actually think for yourself, though, they get so angry about it. It's like they want you under their control, under the guise of we're just protecting you.
Right. It's like
Well,
I don't
I'm
want.
not
Yeah.
easily controllable.
Same.
My parents will tell you that.
T-Mac Burninator came in with a $5 direct donation. Says if the freedom of speech is taken away, dumb and silent, we may be led like sheep to the slaughter. That's a quote from George Washington. Thank you so much, T-Mac. And Robin Will says, I had no idea that a certain word was the definition of a stick bundle. Every day really is a school day. There you go, Robin Wheels. Thank you.
You know.
And finally, Danny says, Melonie, give a Camelot 3-1, aka Cody, a chance.
I love Camelot so much, but there's no freaking way. That would not work. There is no way. But I still love him. He's great.
Does Cody like you? Does he like you?
No, well, we're best friends. It's forbidden love. It could never happen. We both know, but we're friends.
Love it. Cody's a great guy. Actually, Cody will be on the show on Monday, which is excellent. So looking forward to having him then. All right, so let's get back to this, Melonie. All right. When people look at you, you said you get it from both sides. You get the left side and you get the right side. What do you say to people who say you are a fake Christian?
Oh gosh. I mean, for that, it's like they're not Jesus. That's not even their place to even be saying that. And any real Christian would know that that's not their place to be saying that. I mean, we're instructed as Christians to call out sin or whatever. So it's like, yeah, hey, if you think I'm doing something wrong, go ahead, call it out. That's fine. I don't care. I'm not immune from ever doing something wrong. I do all the time. But to sit there and call me a fake Christian when they have no insight on my relationship with Jesus Christ and all that, it's like, okay, well, last I checked, the Bible says accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and that's how you're a Christian. Well, I've done that and I walk with Jesus daily. So say what you want. But normally people who say that are not Christians at all, and they want to control Christians. And they are pushing this Diet Coke Christianity. I heard Gothics kind of coin that term. A Diet Coke version of Christianity that's just be a hippie, accept everything. You can't ever make jokes and offend anybody. You have to tiptoe and please the world, which is the very antithesis of what the Bible says. If you're a friend of the world, then you're an enemy of God. So if you are a people pleaser, that's actually a sin, and cowardice is also a sin. So, okay.
Okay, so you're saying pretty much to each their own, and I guess.
I mean, what I'm saying is like it's honestly not their business to tell me if I'm a Christian or not. They are not the authority on that, and the people who do say it, who just want to control me and tell me how I have to live my life. It's like, hey, mind your own business. Focus on yourself, dude.
As Cloud says, sounds similar to wokeness.
It is.
Two coins at the same side, right? Or two sides of the same coin, or whatever it is. Right?
Yeah, the Pharisees in the Bible are very much like the wokies today.
Isn't your relationship with God supposed to be between you and him and nobody else's business?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like nobody can know that. Nobody can truly understand that. And so yeah, it's
that's also very similar to like when people are telling others they're not a real fan or not. Also, like, if you like this, then you're not a real fan, which is correlated also to wokeness.
It's almost like the same thing back when they in Queen Elizabeth, the Golden one, when it was Protestants versus Catholics, and their religions are like exactly the same, but one has a little more ritual.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you fighting for? You guys believe the same shit.
That's the thing too. So many people are like, oh, what denomination are you? What's this? What's that? What do you think about this denomination? I'm just like, I don't really care that much about denominations. Like, to me, it's if you accept Jesus Christ as your savior, you buy the definition of the Bible or a Christian, whatever other rituals you do and whatever your denomination is outside of that, I don't care.
Just extra, right?
Yeah.
See, I actually grew up as Mormon, and that's why I understand that Mormons are Christian as well. They just have the extra things,
right?
Let's say. We got the extra buck.
Blake came back, says, Mormon here, and we get called fake Christian all the time. I tell them the same thing. Only Jesus makes that call.
Exactly. And if you're judging somebody else based upon what they call themselves, then you're not very Christian yourself, are you?
Exactly.
You know, it's funny, Blake here. I have a lot of Mormon friends. I play basketball with a lot of dudes at a Mormon church, right? And I've never been the most religious guy in the world, right? You know, I'm kind of like a you do you, just don't tell me how I should live my life type of thing, right? And if I want to have a relationship with God, I'll have a relationship with God, right?
Right.
You know, Mormons have this reputation of, you know, there's the guy in the suits, you know, the missionaries who go from door, yes, the elders who go from door to door, and they say, hey, let me tell you about the word of God or a relationship with God.
Real nice,
right? Super nice, but they're annoying as shit.
They are, yeah.
Right? Like you're like, oh,
they follow you too. Like,
right?
We moved 300 miles and they found out where we lived. And
oh wow!
Like, I'm not kidding.
Kind of odd, but I kind of equate, and this is just a metaphor for it, right? A lot of people get annoyed when people like that come to their door, whether it's a door-to-door salesman, right, or whatever. We have an entire month of this thought process of like people coming to your door and telling you how you should feel. You know, we have companies embracing how you should feel, and we're not talking about Mormonism or Christianity here. We're talking about another lifestyle, right? And if you're annoyed by one person one day getting up and telling you about their relationship with God, imagine a month of that, right? That's the issue, right? It's like I said, you live your life, but the idea that every day, every company, everybody is telling you need to do this, it's a losing proposition, you know? So anyways.
Yeah, I think that's where you really get into like the more bad territory is when you start telling other people how they have to think, what they have to approve of, what they have to do, this, that, or the other. And even on the Christian side of things, I mean, the Bible instructs us not to do that. We are never to force our beliefs on other people. And so I also get a hard time from the other side of like, oh, well, you call yourself a Christian and you go on Simpcast with these girls who are not Christians and have OnlyFans accounts and this, that, or the other. And it's like, it's not my job to tell them how to live their life. They know my beliefs. They know where I stand on stuff. But I wouldn't be a very good Christian if I tried to overstep on the free will that God gave them. So
yeah, I just read something yesterday about Mary Magdalene. She was a prostitute. Like, what? And the apostle, if I remember correctly, she came in one time and put some oil on Jesus on his feet or something. And they said, why would you waste something so expensive?
Right.
And he said, she's just preparing me for death or whatever. Leave her alone. And then he forgave her for her sins or whatever.
Right.
Because to be so selfless or whatever. It's just like, so if he's not judging the prostitute, why are you going to judge somebody on OnlyFans?
Right. Rahab in the book of Joshua and all that. It's just like God used people with all kinds of past, all kinds of even current things that they were doing, that they were, that they overcame. That's one thing that I love about the Bible is that you'll find you don't see these perfect people in it ever. Like they mess up and they mess up big time.
That was the whole point.
Yes. And I mean, David fell in love with this woman and had her husband sent to the front lines to be killed so he could take her as his wife. And God loved David and he done goofed big time there. I think it's a bigger goof up than most of us will do, or some of the jokes I make on Twitter. So
right.
Look at Samson. He and his hair, what I mean?
Yeah.
Fell in love with that woman who sold him down the fucking river, cut his hair off, stole his strength. I bet you a lot of people are surprised that I'm the one who knows a lot about that.
well, I mean, it's legit. It's interesting, Travis. It is. I love that you know all. I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We had the elders came to our house every day when I was little. So my whole childhood was sitting around telling these stories and these parables and stuff. And actually, I grew up watching the Hanna-Barbera religious cartoons. So
were they trying to get the gay out of you? So they're like, we're gonna make you not gay, son.
No, not back then. But
Okay.
I will tell you the reason. A little funny story of the reason why we aren't in the church anymore, and it was like our split point. My dad actually sold weed when I was younger, and he got caught and arrested, and they excommunicated him from the church. And so, where's the forgiveness? He had no chance to ever come back in. There was no talk about it. It was nothing. You're gone. That's it. You know, you can't make a mistake. So where is the forgiveness? And we were all taught. It was hammered into my mind as a kid to forgive people, and then you're gone. That's
forgiveness and grace is. I mean, that's the most important fundamental of everything, because anybody who's a Christian, we know, like we're supposed to know that none of us earned it. It was purely by grace. It was purely by Jesus's sacrifice. And so that sacrifice also extends to everybody else. And so it's just like, while there are a ton of other people who are living in their lives in ways that, you know, the Bible doesn't approve of, that does not mean that they are beyond hope. And so I think it's wrong to be forceful on people. At some point, you got to leave people alone and let them do what they're going to do. And you can pray for them, but you can never force your lifestyle on people, regardless of what that lifestyle is. It's just not right to do.
So what do you say to people like Bakery Boo says she clearly doesn't understand the history of Christianity?
I mean, you're entitled to an opinion there. I'm sure there's plenty of things that I don't understand and that I'm not correct on, but I do read my Bible every single day, and it's something I will always work on.
I think that's the thing when it comes to text in general, is there's a lot of interpretation in text and stories. And I think that, you know, oftentimes things can be read, you know, I can give you a paragraph that says one thing, and five people may read it. You know, there's the substance is there, but they may read inflection differently. They may read, you know, the way things are spoken differently. So, you know, it's interesting. I want to continue on here, Mel. You know, you've been streaming for a long time. You stream YouTube, and you know you're doing Kick. Are you on Kick now as well?
Yeah, so I was on Twitch mostly before, but I'm just over Twitch as a platform and just everything. Even though I was doing really well on Twitch the last time I was active on there, but I just don't like Twitch, so try and Kick now.
So there have been a lot of big deals signed recently with Kick and some streamers in particular. You saw you know, Amouranth, right? She signed a big deal. What are your thoughts on streamers like Amouranth who kind of, you know, who do their thing using their worldly bodies?
I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's healthy for the streamer, and I don't think it's healthy for the viewers as well. I do think it's pretty degenerate, but I also think that, hey, it's free. It's free country if you live in the US, supposed to be. So if that's the type of content they want to make and that's the content that people want to consume, go ahead. You don't need my approval for it. That's
interesting. I wasn't sure where you're going to go with that. And
you should come on eThought watch with me. That'd be funny. See your point. Yeah. We go around watching eThoughts on Kick.
Yeah.
Judge them.
Okay.
I saw this. Definitely not judging them, right? Blabs, definitely not judging.
Well, I mean, you literally just watch them and you go, okay, why are you doing this? I'd be very interested to see Melonie's point on this, actually.
Judging their actions, not them.
There we go. Exactly.
Their consequences.
Let's because I saw this the other day. I thought this was pretty interesting. She revealed she makes $2,000 in subs and donations and $10,000 to $15,000 on OnlyFans conversions whenever she does a sleep stream.
Shit, my bed's right there. I'm about to turn my camera around and go to bed.
It's ridiculous.
But do you have an ass like that, Travis? That's
I do squats. Lab, you got it right on the head.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. So you're moving.
Like,
you're moving
my
from
ass.
So you're moving from Twitch to Kick. How's the transition been?
I mean, it's been amazing. I've only done one stream so far. I'm going to do another one today. I didn't even have the the Kick subs enabled yet because I had to do the 5 hours. I was gonna do all that on one stream, but I've been like battling a cold that's trying to happen, and so I kept coughing, and I'm like, okay, this is time to get off the stream. So I did like 3 hour stream. I'm gonna finish that out today, but I still had like my Streamlabs link. It was a very successful stream. It was great. I was shocked. I was like, oh, I thought I was doing a freebie today, but no. Viewership was very comparable to what I get on Twitch, and I have 120,000 followers on Twitch, and on Kick I had 1,000. So
That's awesome.
So it's like,
great.
okay, I have no reason right now. I don't see any reason to have to go back to Twitch.
We've yet to really dig into Kick yet. We have a Kick account, kick.com/sidescrollers, but we haven't really done a whole lot with it. I'm not quite sure what or how we're going to do with it.
I would at the very least consider multi-streaming there, because I do think that Kick is going to be the future. I mean, obviously, maybe not, but I do think it will be.
Yeah. We got some community questions. I asked over on Twitter if anybody had questions for you. You can follow me over at Stuttering Craig. This one from Hutzel asking, with the current culture being what it is, censoring content that has been out for years, like Skullgirls, other people trying to push people into disavowing people they don't like, and relationships being torn apart due to disagreements, where do you think we will be in the future?
I think we need enough of us to stand up against it. So what if you lose people? Like, I lost like 90% plus of people. At the end of the day, who cares? It's almost freeing, because then you learn who's actually in your corner. You learn the real ones, because let's be real, a ton of people in our lives aren't actually in our corner. They want to just see what we're doing. And stuff like this weeds that out. So if somebody's going to not associate with you anymore over a joke, over opinions, over disagreements, then you're letting the toilet flush itself. Do it.
I think that's true in person too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of people who stay friends with people just because they feel obligated to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, come on.
This actually is kind of on the same token. Professor says, she got any friends who are still friends but can't publicly follow for business reasons because of your opinions?
Yes, I do. I have multiple friends who they're like, oh, okay, I have to unfollow you, but I still want to stay your friend, and they'll like text me or message me on like personal Facebook page or something like that, and they still want to keep in touch, or they'll DM me and be like, by the way, I totally support your opinion on this, I just can't say it. Yeah, I have multiple friends like that.
But are they really your friends if they're doing that?
A part of me wants to say no, but I do think that some of them really are. It's just they're just scared, and some people are just
what if you got kids? And that's
and some people have their actual livelihood on the line. I don't. At the end of the day, I don't have my livelihood on the line. I was smart with my finances, and I have backup options, things like that. I'm not here having all this to lose like some other people are. So at the end of the day, I do understand. I wish that some people would be more brave with this kind of stuff, but I have to be understanding as well.
There's been a lot of folks, especially, I think last time we spoke to you, I don't think this has happened. The Call of Duty NickMercs situation and the Leave Kids Alone situation. What was your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just ridiculous that something so tamely said of leave kids alone is seen as so controversial. But it just really shows the state of the gaming industry and the people that they're hiring for it and where it's gone. I also think that more of the bigger streamers could have supported him and been more vocal about it. Because, speaking of stuff to lose, a lot of them don't have anything to lose, really. They're all rich. And so it's like, what are you being scared for? I mean, you're part of the problem if you're too scared to speak out when you already are not going to have to worry about financials, assuming you're not a complete moron with your money. So
I get disagreeing with them, But to demonize him and make it out to be he said something that he did not, that's when I have my issue.
Yeah.
Well, I love that he never backed down. He hasn't backed down at all, which I think is like probably the biggest thing with this. And why would he? Why would he back down? It's such a vanilla statement that pretty much for the entire course of history, people have agreed with up until literally the last second. It's more shocking that people don't agree with that than people who do agree with that.
Or that people make it out to be an attack on anyone else. It's not.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. We got a few more super chats. Retro Jim says, what are the odds the religion you landed on is right?
I feel good about it.
I feel pretty good.
I'm feeling good about my chances.
I mean, I don't know. I guess what's the idea of that you are who you are. You know?
Time will tell, but I feel good about it.
Faith is about.
Thank you.
Isn't that the whole thing?
That's the concept.
Faith? I don't know.
We got this one from Adam. Says Peter was a tax collector before following Jesus, which is the equivalent of a Jew helping the Germans during World War II. All the apostles were very flawed.
True.
Thank you, Adam. And John wants to know, says, Melonie, are you ready for Saturday Fortnite? Beardo is.
I'm ready. Let's go.
You're playing Fortnite?
Yeah, with the Geeks and Gamers crew.
Nice.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
They will carry you so hard. They are so good. They are so good.
How do you know I won't be carrying them? Excuse me?
Because I played with them and I haven't played with you. And I'll tell you this, they are pretty spectacular. It's crazy. It's crazy.
All right.
Well, we're talking about getting together some Mario Party or doing something here. So maybe we can do a game of Mario Party or something with you.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Count me in.
That'd be great. Awesome. Blabs, do you have anything else for Melonie? We're approaching 80, 90 minutes.
So I kind of did like a little speed around, but before I start that, this is kind of a random question for you, but are you more of a Shrek 1 or a Shrek 2 fan?
Oh, Shrek 2. Shrek 2 was
you.
hilarious.
I just watched it again for the first time in years. I'm like, this thing is god tier.
I need to watch Shrek again. The first two ones especially.
Yeah, the first two are the best, but
It's
2
been
is
a
like
while.
10 times better. The whole scene at the end with I Need a Hero,
Yes.
it's spectacular.
And the new
Anyway.
Puss in Boots movie was really good.
I haven't seen that one.
You
I heard
haven't
it's
seen
good.
it? It is so good. So
Yeah?
good. You got to watch it.
Okay. Does it change his character in any way, or is it just like
No,
it's
great. I loved it.
awesome. All right. So, short little questions for you, but when I say Tomb Raider, what do you think?
When you say Tomb Raider, what do I think?
Mhm.
I just instantly think of Lara Croft, my hero.
When I say butter, you think.
Yum.
When I say Review Tech USA, what do you think?
Cucumber?
Bald.
Bald and cucumber.
Sorry.
When
You
I
weren't
say
asking
Call
me.
of Duty, what do you think?
Poo poo.
When I say Darth Vader, what do you think? It sounds like you're slurping noodles instead of actually breathing.
I love Darth Vader. I almost wore my Darth Vader shirt today.
I thought she was because I almost wore my Darth Vader cosplay. She just comes in like a suit and everything, just casual. How about bacon?
Yummy. Also yummy, like butter.
Hogwarts house.
Educational.
Hogwarts.
I'm a Hufflepuff, but I'm a chaotic Hufflepuff.
Yeah, that one I'm totally convinced on Hufflepuff. Yep.
I'm a very chaotic Hufflepuff, but I'm a Hufflepuff at heart. I'm honestly a super sensitive person. So whenever people do get really mad at me, sometimes it does bother me because I'm a very sensitive person, but I don't always show that.
Well, according to the internet, you're a Slytherin. Damn it.
Apparently.
And the last question: when I say beef jerky, what do you think?
Ooh, homemade is the best.
Oh man, you should really think about creating some sort of food item, like some sort of carnivore.
I should just make my own beef jerky, Mac Attack beef jerky.
You guys are butter. her own
Or
butter.
butter. Yeah.
Like, what the
That's
hell?
true. Make your own butter.
I
Melonie
used
Mac
to
knows
just
butter.
sell my own butter.
Honey butter. Put a little bit of honey in it, a little bit of cinnamon. There you go. Sell it.
I
There you go.
love it.
That's the way to go. Mac Attack butter sticks. There's your brand.
There we go. We're gonna make it happen.
All right, look, this has been really, really fun, and I know we got into, we did a little bit of news, but a lot of interviewing and just chit chatting and stuff. But I appreciate you hanging out with us, Melonie. It's so fun to have you on, and I'm excited to see the unhingedness of you. It's great.
Thank you. This was amazing. I look forward to offending more people on the internet and hanging out with you guys more.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, great
this
time
is
for
fun.
sure. All right, listen, make sure you guys go follow Melonie on all her appropriate channels. Melonie Mac Go Boom over on YouTube. By the way, do you plan on staying on YouTube until they boot you off? Because eventually they will.
That's the plan. Like I have my videos synced to Rumble as well, just under Melonie Mac on Rumble. So they are uploading there too, but I'm just riding the YouTube train as far as it'll go until they get rid of me, which inevitably will happen one of these days.
Right. Right. It'll happen for sure. So go follow Melonie over on YouTube, Melonie Mac Go Boom. And obviously you can follow Blabs over on Kick and on Twitch, mostly Kick. Go follow Travis over on Twitter. Go follow Adam over on Locals and on Rumble, because I'm sure he'll be around. And make sure you guys remember, I'll be back in about 30 minutes with the Mario Funathon as we continue on, and we're playing Yoshi's Island. And by the way, the goggles are back today.
Oh, gosh.
These are reversible goggles.
Rad.
Oh yeah, they're super rad. It's horrible. And then tonight we're back again at 6 o'clock on a Rumble exclusive stream. So make sure you guys head over to Rumble and follow us at rumble.com/sidescrollers. We'll be live at around 6, from 6 to 8, couple hours tonight. Should be a great time, as we're going to try to
Oh yeah. Sorry, memes. Lots of memes.
Oh yeah, lots of memes. Holy moly.
Thanks,
Don't go
Extra
anywhere
Zero.
yet. We have 15 memes.
Yes.
Oh my God. All right. Melonie, you're about to see the power of the Legion of Memers,
Okay, here we go.
who take everything that we say and turn it into content, which is great. All right, let's continue on. All right, here we go. Okay. I got to pull them all up on separate windows. Holy moly. All right.
Well, for a few of them, there's a thread. So like meme 13, 12, 15 are all continuation of meme 8.
I'm sure we'll get there. We'll get there in time. All right. Let's start over here with this one from Jonathan Davis. Jonathan says, Melonie Mac Go Boom.
It's gone on long enough. You sit.
Boy.
I love how we're on a tree. Melonie saves us.
That was so good. I got your back. I got you.
There we go. Is butter better as a suppository? Craig ponders.
Oh my God.
What?
Ask as that question.
What do you
What?
mean, ask Az? Has he done that?
You know how everybody memes that scene on The Last of Us, that intimate scene with Abby
Oh yeah.
and the guy
yeah.
behind her. Well, they did that on, I think it was on F&T one day, that they pasted my face on the guy and as was Abby.
Oh my.
And so the joke was I was using butter on him.
Oh my God.
Oh, all right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. On Tuesday, we had the Glizzy King, and now we have a new Butter Queen. There you go. Look at that.
I love this one.
That's great. Thank you so
Amazing.
much,
Butter.
Cloud came back with this next one right here. Oh, what do we have here? This is Melonie comes back swinging and knocks Rich clean off his ass. Yes, I did give him the beard of shame. Here we are.
Oh my God.
Boy, there we are. Nice. We have Cloud coming in. Cloud is killing it. He says, "Oh, geez, I'm such a klutz."
I love how it's
Oh, no.
Anya,
Who's Anya?
the girl.
Who is
She's
that?
an anime character from shoot, what's it called? Spy Family.
Oh no, I dropped this super cool video of Rich being a hypocrite. Oh gosh, I'm so clumsy.
I am very pro LGBTQ and always have been.
I don't know, man, but you are such a fucking loser faggot. You come on here all the fucking time, and it's annoying.
There you go. That's crazy. All right, then we got the next one from Extra Zero. It says, if Melonie Mac and Flawed TV had a cooking show.
Let's do this, Flawed. Let's go.
Do people
Man.
actually do that though? Like hot dogs and just butter?
I mean, a glizzy itself sounds like a hot dog in butter, doesn't it? Because it's
Mhm.
glistening, right?
Yeah,
Sounds horrible.
I hear you.
That's horrible. Kenzo says, when they think it's just a gaming podcast. There's Karen coming in with a $5 super chat. I thought this was a gaming podcast. We're so
Austin
evil.
Powers.
I love it. I love it. And then we got this one from Extra Zero. It says, Adam skipping side scrollers today. I feel like we can't get into hard news without Adam being here.
I mean, I can do the hard news if you really want me to. I'm just saying. I know I'm not Adam. I don't have balls. I'm sorry.
We can do
The head turn.
Anything else?
Hey, I stream with you guys and they unsubbed me.
Lord. Is this the 8th one right here? Is this
No,
the
that
continuation?
one was the 8th one, the Kylo Ren one. If
Oh,
you scroll
okay.
down, there was just basically me as Rey and like whoever else.
Oh, here we go. We got these right here. There's also blabbering in the Force. That's nice. Love that. And
My head's so big.
Extra Zero says, you are on this council, but we do not grant you rank of Skywalker. You look so
Sadness.
upset.
I
Total
know.
sadness. And then we got this one from court member says, the Butter Queen welcomes you. With Queen
I
Emily.
got Cody in the back.
That's funny.
Just creeping along, man. Let's go back here in a second. We got this one from Extra Zero. It says Melonie Mac and Blabs trained to tip a literal lolcow with the help from Flawed TV. There we go. Little this way, ladies. I'll finish the fight. Tip her right into that hot dog factory. Nice. Oh, and here we go. We got this one from Steven. Everybody hates Melanie. There you go. Love it. That is obviously a reference to Everybody Hates Chris over here, which is great. And we get this one from core member as well. Dinner is served.
There we go.
Have you ever just ate like a stick of butter for dinner? And you're like, I'm full.
Not a whole stick. It's funny. I don't think I've ever eaten a whole stick of butter in one sitting, which people think that I do that every day. But no, I have eaten butter. Like I'll cut like a piece off and eat butter sometimes.
What's like the most you've had in one go? Like a whole, like 3/4 of a stick, half a stick?
I think like 2 tablespoons. So that'd be like what, a quarter of a stick.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't understand why people find that so weird. If you grew
I
up
know.
poor in a small town, you knew kids who ate butter. I don't know.
It's energy.
And then we have this last one here from Extra Zero, and then we'll wrap. It says, in an effort to make more content for side scrollers, Craig enlists Trav to capitalize on his squats. Side scrollers, legs, glutes, and core. Get yourself a Trav ass. Love it. It's wonderful. Trav, look at that butt.
Nice glutes, bro.
Good stuff. All right, that's it for the day, guys. Thank you very much for popping in. Melanie, once again, thank you for joining us. An absolute pleasure. And love hearing your takes. With that said,
Thank you.
Once again, we'll be back. I'll be back in about 30 minutes or so playing some Mario games. Mario playing Yoshi's Island as we continue. We are starting back on level 4 after an entire level reset happened with the mirror goggles. Dear God, this is going to be ridiculous. And I'll see you guys tonight exclusively over on rumble.com/sidescrolls. But in the meantime, guys, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 o'clock for the next episode of Side Scrollers. Have a good day. Bye-bye.